Hi guys, Tracy here with another scrap room video. This time I'm going to share with you guys the first corner of my scrap room. So just for reference, this is my door, and then this is the bank of recollections, cubes, and pegboard that are immediately to the left when you enter the room. And then this is the desk that is immediately in front of you when you enter the room. And so I do have an overall scrap room video that's on my channel, so feel free to take a look at that if you want to have less detail than this, because this one will be quite detailed. I think there are people who are looking for lots of details and really love seeing the nitty-gritty of organization and how people store things. I'm one of those people, and so because I like seeing other people's storage, I really like showing my own too. And then there are other people who really just want to kind of get an overall sense of what a room is like. So if you're one of those people, check out my overall scrap room. I will link it in the information section for this video, but there will be a series of these more detailed videos on my channel in the coming days or weeks or months. I don't know how long it'll take me to do it, but this is the first one. So I'm going to talk about this desk first because it's really easy. It's not all that scrapbooking related. I have this really cute, and this is also from Recollections from the Cube collections, but they're just, they're half of the depth of a cube, and so they are wall mountable. And I have two of them here. This one was supposed to have some drawers in it, but I didn't put the drawers in, and I use them elsewhere in my room. And then this one is just a bunch of little cubbies for storing things, and I have it for display. Above it, I have some of the projects that I've worked on over the years. So these are actually some of my favorites. I love my little white point junk journal, and I'll link that in the information section for this video. And then this is my O Canada junk journal, and I love that one too. There are a couple of other mini albums they're not junk journals, they're more of junk mini albums. I'll link the videos for both of those shares in the information section for this one. I have a couple of lomography cameras there. I have a fisheye one and a Diana. Oops, you can't see my finger right there. And it was an occasional hobby for a little while. I really haven't done that for a while, but I might come back to it at some point. And then I have a bunch of little collectibles, most of which my dad made when he was alive. I have my microphone for doing voiceovers. I have the Rode boom arm, and then I have the Blue Yeti and the blue pop filter and the Blue Radius 2 shock mount, and that is it might be overkill for doing process videos, but I find making videos is a bit of a hobby within a hobby, and so I wanted to invest in that sort of thing. I actually got it for Christmas, all of it in 2 different years. So last year I got the Blue Yeti and the pop filter, and then this year I got the Radius and the Rode arm. And I like having it up off my desk, and the sound quality is quite a bit better. And I have a habit of vibrating my leg while I narrate, and you could hear it, and it was annoying me, so that won't happen anymore. This is my computer where I do all of my video editing on Final Cut Pro. And this is my desk, and this is a really old desk. It's very, very deep, and so the drawers are really deep, and they hold a lot of things. So, pardon me, I have my PictureMate Charm printer here, and this prints really beautiful quality photos, just as good as ones that you send out to Walmart or Costco. I have compared the prints. Right now my ink cartridge is not that good. I have to clean it, and so the prints aren't that great quality at this moment, but at its best it is just as good as sending your prints out to Walmart or Costco. I have a external hard drive, and I have 2 lights behind my computer. This one is an aught light, and then the other one is just a regular light. And I use those for when I do scrap chat videos. That one lights me up, and then this one shines kind of close to the camera on my computer so that when I put things up to the camera to show close-ups, it doesn't get really dark. And this desk has these two little work surfaces that pull out and then they kind of go in when you're not using them. And I almost always have my Erin Condren Life Planner out, except for last week. I haven't flipped the page yet. It's Monday. And then if I'm doing Project Life, I will have this. This is my Project Life planner book. It's not really a planner. It says sometimes plan, but sometimes wing it. And so this book is my combination of planning and winging it, because I don't really plan out my Project Life. I have this Erin Condren sticker in the front. And then this is sort of what I do. I just basically jot down notes. I keep this up in my living room, so in the main living space of my house. And as the day, like every once in a while when I think, oh, I need to put that in Project Life, I just come and jot a note. I never used to do this the other years that I did Project Life, and I find that so far, and it's only week 2, so who knows if this is actually going to be helpful, but so far I've found it very helpful in week 1, so we'll see when I get a bit more experience if I find it helpful. And then I just have like little symbols to myself that mean certain things, like this means I took a picture. And then when I put a check mark beside it, it means I printed the picture. And then throughout the week, like as I get different things that I think there's a story behind this. So I thought I'll add that to one of my pockets. And then this came from, I just wanted to remember my Sephora order. And I finished one of the books that I've been reading. So I just printed up a picture of the cover and just sort of little things I just keep in here. And hopefully it will keep me on track. What I don't do is plan out the layout or what pictures will go where or exactly how many pictures I'll have, and I don't like write out any of my journaling or anything so far. I can't see me ever using this book for that. I see me using it more as just a jot list type of thing. It was really pretty and it was on sale at Chapters, so I had to get it. It's just so cute. I'll show you what's in the drawers, even though it's not all that interesting. The first, and I did label them this time around. So the first one just has office supplies, like my labeler and post-it notes and tacks. I don't know why I have tacks. I don't even have a tack board. The next one has stationery and printing. So it has cartridges for my Instax printer, and my little tiny Instax printer is in there, candy and business cards, and like notepads that are personalized, and this is printing paper for my Picture Mate charm, and my old planner, and just like stationery, personalized stationery, and that sort of thing is in there, and more candy, of course. And then the last one is specialty cameras, and this is where I have my GoPro and all of the information and accessories for some of the other lomography cameras that I have. And then this big drawer is awesome because it gives a place to put big things like my Cameo mats. I just got a set of pens. I don't know if I'm going to like them or not, but my layout forms right here that I now print on half papers instead of full papers. I have an extra blade that I keep in here too, and tools and batteries and stuff in here. Then this is just to give you a sense of my workflow. So when I'm doing a video, I usually have a form for it that just, and this is for a Project Life video, so I don't do hardly anything for Project Life videos because it's not for a design team, it's just for myself, and so the steps are a lot easier, or there's a lot fewer of them. But basically I have this washi tape here that just reminds me of my process, because every once in a while I slip out of it and I forget what I was doing that was so helpful. So I just put YouTube vids in progress, leave forms here until complete, when complete move, and then the arrow goes that way, and that's where I put them when they're complete, along with the forms. So I put the layout and the forms in there, and that's where I grab my layouts from when it comes time to do my Out with the Old or month in review videos that show what I scrapbooked all month long. So the papers are there so that I can talk about them pretty easily at the time. So that's what that's all about. And then these drawers are like, this is basically cords and camera and chargers and mostly computer accessories and manuals for stuff. And then I have, this is photography stuff. So this is my camera bag, some, whatever those are, they're Scott's, I don't know, they're triggers for flashes, and that sort of thing. And this is just a purse, but I keep like doll props and stuff in it because it's for doll photography, not for regular photography. I don't do regular photography. So I'll put that back so I don't get off track. There we go. Yeah, there's a couple of other things underneath. So under there I have a bin that just holds a bunch of mini album supplies. There's not too much in there because I don't do mini albums anymore. I recently purged it and sent a bunch of stuff to people who do mini albums so that it can actually be used instead of just collecting dust on the floor. So here is my bank of cubes. I'm trying to not make this too bumpy for you. I'm going to, because this is my detailed video, I'm going to go into detail. So get ready, grab yourself a cup of coffee and get ready because this is what I'm going to be talking about for the majority of this video. So I have this piece of artwork that I bought in Central Park and I love it. It's so pretty. And then I also have artwork from Stephanie Hart. She has a YouTube channel and does process videos for her scrapbooking pages, which are amazing. I love Stephanie's scrapbook pages. And she also does, what there's more of on her channel, is process videos of her mixed media. So take a look at her channel because she's awesome. She's a really cool lady. Then we have my, this is my pegboard that my dad my mom gave me after my dad passed away, and he had it was already this beautiful color. It's like a warm turquoise, kind of like a greeny turquoise. Anyhow, he had already painted it this color because he used to bring it to craft shows where he sold his woodworking crafts. And so I have this little sticker here that just reminds me, love is a well-stocked craft room, and a few kind of fun things. I keep my Pebbles roller letter stamp here just because I don't have a better place to put it, and it fits really perfectly on this little pegboard insert thing. I have one of those carousels for your Distress Ink, dauber, whatever these things are called, Distress Ink applicator tools, and I keep extra little applicator sponges in this little basket here along with some other daubers, so it's sort of like my inky messy needs are all here. And Good Grief You, who is Allison on YouTube, sent me Allison, who is Good Grief You on YouTube, she sent me those. I don't think she's making videos. I checked out her channel recently and it looks like she hasn't been making videos for a while. But in that basket up there, which is held on by my two little pegboard long hooks, I just keep my circle cutter and my circle cutter tool. So the templates and the cutter itself are in there. Below it, on two not quite so long but still extended pegboard hooks, I have my three punch boards by We Are Memory Keepers. I have the box one, the bag one, and the envelope one. Then I have my, what is that tool called? I always forget what it's called because I rarely use it anymore. My Big Bite. I used to use it a lot when I made mini albums, like a lot. But now I mostly just use it around the house. I have another little cute sticker here. Happiness is homemade. And I just put the stickers on my pegboard because there was some yuckiness behind it and I didn't want to retouch it with painting, so I just put stickers and washi tape over it. I keep my Misty, which is the most incredible stamping tool invented. Oops. I keep the little instruction books right with that so that I don't lose them. So I keep that right there. And this here is a box. This is one of the drawers from, so it would have had a handle on it. So this is one of the drawers from a 4-drawer cube. It's from there. So it's the missing drawer from there. So it keeps my 6x6 paper pads. Look, I haven't bought a 6x6 paper pad in a little while. The As You Wish collection by Fancy Pants was the last one I bought. And it is in order of how I bought them. So my oldest ones are there and my newest ones are here. And since I'm starting back into project life, like a weekly, actually documenting the little everyday moments of my life, I'm hoping I will be cutting into these a little bit more often. And I typically use them for cards as well, although I don't do that many cards. I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I have a selection of Stampin' Up! Stamps here that I bought earlier in my scrapbooking life. And a few of them I bought more recently, but I typically don't buy stamps anymore because I'm not a huge stamper, so I have enough stamps just in my collection, and I get more stamps every month through the Scraptastic Kit Club because I'm on their design team. So I have all of my stamping needs are met now. In front of my 6x6 pads and my Stampin' Up! Stamps, I have my washi tape, and they are stored in these little, you buy these in a package of 2 at Michael's, and it comes with a little dowel, but I don't use the dowel because I have more washi tape than what would fit on it if I use the dowels. And I just have them rigged up so that they're sort of resting on some pieces of wood so that they are staggered instead of one right in front of the other. That way I can see all of them. And then I did have a bit of overflow, so this is just one of those Martha Stewart storage containers from Staples that I just put in front, and it has, so I have them kind of set up by the rainbow, so I have pink and red and orange and yellow and green and blue and multicolored and gold and brown and gray and black. All right, there like that. So again, I'm trying to not make you motion sick here. I just bought this. I bought 2 of them. They were buy one, get one free at Michael's this weekend, and I bought 2 of them because I want an empty basket in my scrap room, and I want it to have its own space so it doesn't get lost or filled up with junk. It needs to be empty because this is going to be my in-out box. So if I want to do some crafting upstairs, like some Project Life while I watch TV, or make some cards, or do some coloring, or do some planning, or whatever the case might be, I throw all the supplies in there, I take this upstairs, and I do my thing, and then I come back, I put all the stuff away, and the basket is empty for next time. That's the theory. We'll see if I actually stick with that, but that is what that is there for. Right beside it is my little New York coloring book, which I've only colored 2 things so far, but I had a really fun time coloring it. Let me see if I can find it. So I colored the fish market, and I'm doing this thing, it's a little geeky, but what I do, because these are all taken from real photos of New York, so when I pick a photo to color, I did another one, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I just started it, that's why it's not really like popping out. When I do it, I've been looking up. Hang on, I'm going to press stop and find it for you. Oh yeah, so here's the other one. I haven't gotten very far, obviously. So what I do is I actually look up the photo of this. So these are based on real, actual photos of New York. So I look up the photo and I'm copying it. So I'm coloring it in the same colors that it is in the photo. Just, I know that that's not a very creative way to do it, but I'm also like learning about it at the same time. So I looked up this fish market and some of the history behind it. And so I know a little bit about this fish market because I took that approach. So it's not just I'm coloring some random picture of a fish market. I kind of know the story behind it, and that was an Italian immigrant who came to New York and set up, and it's changed hands. And I went on Google Maps, or what is it called, the Street View of Google Maps, to try to see if it's still there. And I don't think it is. Well, I know that it's not because I looked all up and down the street, and it's not there. It's in Harlem. But I think I could figure out which building it used to be. It was one of a couple, anyhow. It's just like, that's just me. I'm a little dorky like that. I like that. That makes coloring a million times more fun than just coloring. So that's just what I do. That's why I've only got 2 done, or 1 done and 1 just started. So this unit here is one of the drawers that goes in a Recollections box. I actually bought the whole Recollections cube just for the 3 drawers, and I don't think I ever assembled the outer piece of it because I didn't need it. I wanted these boxes to display things in my room and to use for storage. So in this I keep, and it has these 3 compartments, so you can see that there's like a divider in each, 2 dividers in it. And so here I keep all of my Lawn Fawn stamps that have dies with them. So there's the dies and there's the stamp. And so I love Lawn Fawn. What I love about Lawn Fawn, so you might think, why do you love Lawn Fawn? You don't even make cards. That's a good question. It would make sense to ask that question. Look, isn't that like the cutest stamp set ever? Cards. I do make some cards, but I don't put them on my channel usually because when I make cards, I have fun. It's kind of like the coloring thing. So rather than being creative, I like to copy things sometimes. I just like that. I don't know why. So I go on the Lawn Fawn blog and I decide which stamp set I want to use. Like maybe I want to use this cute little snowman, DIY, build your own snowman thing. And you can stamp it and then you can cut out the little shapes and color it in and make a little card out of it. So because I'm not a great card maker, what I do is I go to the Lawn Fawn blog, I have a look at what the name of this stamp is. So this one is called Making Frosty Friends. And so I searched their blog for Making Frosty Friends, and they've got a tag there, and when you click it, every design team card that uses this stamp set comes up. And so I pick a design or 2 that I like and I completely copy them, like almost exactly, even the similar colors. If I have the same paper, I'll even use the same paper. I usually don't because I usually use Lawn Fawn paper and I don't have any of that. But, and I just find that so fun. It's like a different kind of creating. It's not really creating, it's recreating, but I do really enjoy making cards that way. And I used to tell myself, oh, you should create your own original cards, like rather than copying. But I hate making cards that way. I do not have fun at all. I don't like the final product. It takes way too long, and I end up with a card that I don't like that took way longer than a layout would have taken, and I feel robbed of my time. I feel like I could have spent that time doing a layout and I would be way more happy with it. So I do this for making cards, and I don't post them online or anything because it's not my original work. Sometimes if I'm particularly proud of it, I might take a picture and put it on Instagram or something, but I always say that I copied the design from the design team because I don't want to take credit for anybody else's work. And I don't put it on my YouTube channel because you would be better off going to the Lawn Fawn YouTube channel and watching the actual designers making their designs as opposed to seeing me rip them off. So I don't do that because nobody is interested in that. The other kind of section of this container is all of my Scraptastic Kit Club stamps. So I've got a lot of them from the time that I started being on the design team. And I have kind of culled it a little bit, but I haven't culled it a lot. So I need to do some stamp giveaways because I really don't need this many stamps. I typically either use them that month or in the next couple of months, if I don't use them, I often won't go back to them. So there's some of these that I love and I definitely will go back to, so I have to pick those out and keep them, and then I'll get rid of some of the other ones. And then this is Overflow, so these are more of the recent ones, are all right here. And then these are the This Life Noted. I used to get the This Life Noted kit when I did pocket scrapbooking, but now I'm doing Project Life using my stash, including the Becky Higgins Project Life core kits that I had from back in 2012 when I started Project Life. So I'm not going to be getting the This Life Noted kits anymore. Not because I don't like them, they're really beautiful and I would love to work with them again, but I really need to get working on getting my stash used up. My goodness, that was a lot of time to spend just talking about what's on the top of these shelves. So I told you this was going to be detailed and long. So again, if you're looking for something more of a summary, check out my overall layout, because my overall scrap room tour, because that is a lot more succinct. So I'll just start in the top left-hand corner and work my way down each of these towers. There are 4 of them, and they each have 3 cubes each. So this one used to be a 4-drawer unit, so 2 drawers here, 2 drawers here. I took out the guts of it and just use it as an open cube now. In it, I have my not very big supply of wafer thin dies that don't have stamps with them. So again, I'm a bit of a Lawn Fawn fangirl, so I have lots of them. And these are my older ones. I have a couple from Stampin' Up. Now I put the stamps in with these ones because this die by itself is useless. So it didn't make sense to me to keep the die here and keep the stamps over there. Like over there meaning in there. Because I'm never going to use these stamps without the die, and I'm never going to use the die without the stamps. So this is where I'm doing it. And I did the same thing with this camera die from MFT. So this is, I think it's from MFT, I'm pretty sure. So this is the stamp set that goes with that camera, and then this is the camera die. And then I have some more Stampin' Up, and then these are all nestabilities. So I have my circle nestabilities and my scallop circle, and then on the other side are the flower circle and the squares, and then I have rectangles, which I actually bought by accident when I was a brand new scrapbooker. I was so upset because these were not cheap, and I bought the wrong size. Like, I meant to buy the more normal rectangles, and I bought the long, skinny rectangles. Anyhow, they weren't, I don't think I ever even used them. And then I have scallop squares, and I have just some random shapes, and more circles there. Then I have my stamps. So here are my stamps, and I'm going to have to take them out to show you. So maybe I won't. So I keep them in this box. It's not the nicest box in the world, but I like the bright color. And I keep my stamps on these sheets that are basically, they're cardstock with a transparent sheet over top, and then I have the overlay that the stamp set comes with, and then on the back, so the cling stamps are stuck to another piece of So I have a video that shows how I do these, so maybe that it's better for you to just look at that video. But this is what they end up looking like. It's the sheets that they come with that show the designs, and those are glued to an 8.5 by 11 piece of heavy cardstock, and then the back side of that cardstock has a piece of transparency on it, right? So this is a piece of transparency. Then the stamps stick to the transparency. Then I take another piece of transparency and stick it to the back side of the stamps, so that the stamps are basically sandwiched between 2 transparency sheets, one of which is glued to a piece of heavy cardstock, and on the other side of the cardstock are the designs for the stamps. Does that make sense? I hope so. There's a video, I'll link it in the information section below. And I just keep them here so I can browse. I have my card making stamps in the front, and then I have my scrapbooking stamps in the back. And I can't let go of these, even though I don't stamp in scrapbooks all that much. I just love these designs so much. I have a bunch of Kelly Perky ones and old Studio Calico ones that I just love the designs. They're just so nice that I can't let go of them. Maybe someday, but not today. Under that, I have, and I already talked about this section, these are my current layouts. So these are the layouts that I haven't done a month in review video for yet. And right now, I actually have 2 months worth of layouts in here because I didn't do a month in review for November, so I have November and December here. This tray doesn't have anything in it, but I'm going to move some of see how my layering paper is overflowing? I'm going to move some of it into here and have these both be layering. Then I have my typewriter. I have a really cool Brother Charger 11, which I bought when my other typewriter broke. I was happy that my other one broke. Well, I was annoyed because I was in the middle of a project, but I hated that typewriter. It was really, really ugly, and I went on Kijiji and bought this one, like, literally, I found it, called the guy, and went and got it right then because I was in the middle of a project. I had to drive into the city to get it, but it was like pretty cheap, so I was happy about that. Then I have these 3 drawers: embellies, tabs and doilies, and brads. So embellies, these are kind of current-ish embellishments in these cases that are divided. They are by options, or at least some of them are by options, and it's just kind of anything that's dimensional, that's difficult to store other than in these little sectioned containers, go in here. And I have 2 of them that are filled with just kind of things that I like to add to layouts. And then I also have a couple of random other packages of stuff that I don't know where else to put. But they are embellishments, so they go well in this drawer. Second drawer, tabs and doilies. It's really just doilies. I just got these 2 packages of doilies from Michaels. I love yellow doilies, and I saw these craft ones and thought, well, that's a good idea. So I added those to my stash. I have a stash of doilies. I don't know where they came from because I don't buy doilies other than these. Yeah, I bought a package of these big ones at the dollar store, and then I bought a package of this size ones at Michael's from the, no, not gold though, but just white. I think maybe these from the cake decorating section, just because that's a good size to have. And I do have some tabs in here. I used to keep tabs and doilies together because they were sort of standard things I grabbed for a lot, but I don't grab for tabs all that often anymore. I just haven't moved where I keep tabs. Then I have a drawer that's brads, and I keep my brads. Oh, there's brads in sort of like metal embellishments is what it is. So there are some brads that I haven't put into my storage system yet, mostly because my storage system is very full. And so these are my overflow. So these are my more recent brads that came in kits. And then these are my older brads. They are stored in this bead case. And I have them so that the little pointy things are all poked into pieces of foam, so that they are all upright and you can see what you have at a glance. You don't have to kind of dig around to see, because I find that they always fall face down when you put them in this kind of a storage thing, and then you still have to kind of really try to see them all. So there they all are. And obviously, like, I have a lot of, like, those basic gray brads used to come with millions of brads on one card, so I have a lot of them that I don't think I'll ever really use. So I might have to do a brad destash at some point to make room for the new ones, because I really don't need so many of them. And then, oh, I have a second tray, so I guess I could just expand into the second tray, but that seems a little excessive. Anyhow, we'll see what I decide to do. And this is just extra foam. Whenever I get extra foam that could be useful for this, I just put it in here so that I can, you know. I do have some more brads. Oh boy. You know, brads, when you first start scrapbooking, you can buy them at the dollar store and you can buy them everywhere. And it's just kind of like, at least when I first started scrapbooking, brads were everywhere. So I have a whole bunch of them. These are dollar store brads back here that I've just sorted. They used to come in multicolored packs, and I just sorted them by color in these Stampin' Up! Storage containers. And I still have them. I don't know why. I guess I don't really need them, but... And then also, when I started scrapbooking, I did a lot of mini albums and I did a lot of Tim Holtz-ish stuff. And so I have a bunch of these metal embellishments, safety pins and clothespins and little charms and frames and stuff like that. I don't use them for scrapbooking all that much anymore, but I will often use them on different things. I'll use them on doll stuff, or I'll use them on household stuff, or stuff that the kids need, or costumes, or who knows what. So I'm glad I still have them. It's good to know where they're at. Tower starting at the top. I have my little sewing machine that doesn't work anymore. It is a Kenmore half-size sewing machine. I know what I need to do. I need to open it up and turn a little screwdriver to fix the bobbin tension. I know how to do it, I just haven't done it yet. And I'm annoyed that I had to do it so soon after I did it last, that I almost feel like if I'm going to have to stop and do this every month or two of using the machine, I feel like it's not worth doing. So anyways, I'm going to tighten it even more this time than I did last time and see if it lasts longer. If not, this puppy's going to be saying goodbye to me, because I don't want it if it's going to be like that. I keep my Copic markers like this. I have a video that shows my Copic marker storage, so I will link that in the information section because no point in talking about it twice. This is a mouse pad that my sister gave me that I use for stamping on. And then this is my layering paper. Basically anything that's sort of neutral and interesting, has an interesting texture, I keep in here. Some of it is scrapbooking stuff, like papers and stuff that's designed for scrapbooking, but some of it is like household stuff that I just think would make a nice layer. Then this is some extra layouts that I have for another project, and then this is a whole drawer filled with page protectors. Most of them are Becky Higgins Style Design A page protectors because I accidentally bought 2 or 3 times as many as I thought I was buying. They were on sale and I thought they can't possibly be that cheap. I thought there were less in a package than what there actually were, and I wound up with a ton of them. And then I ordered, I made a mistake anyhow. So I have that thing of page protectors, plus I have this binder that's filled with page protectors. These are all various page protectors, so not just Design A. I also keep my 12 by 12 page protectors in there too. This drawer that says rub-ons, surprisingly, has rub-ons in it. I also have some kids' tattoos. My kids gave me these tattoos, and I'm thinking about using them for doll projects. So, but anyways, these are my rub-ons, which I rarely use. I do enjoy rub-ons, but I don't get a chance to use them very much. Watercolor, and they do go bad if you don't use them right away. So this is watercolors and file folders, and basically it's a whole drawer that's labeled just for my one watercolor pad. But I also know, because I've always stored it this way, that I also have file folders in here. So that's good to know. And I also have always kept my extra print packs for my Canon picture, for my Epson Picture Mate as well. Then down here I have specialty paper. So this is, I've got some of that mounting stuff for stamps that I don't need because I don't use those kinds of stamps anymore. I have a package of transparencies. I have some labels and iron-ons and some canvas paper and some tracing paper and some shrink paper and some netting and all sorts of specialty paper. In here I have my Project Life core kits. This is the first one. I love that these drawers can sort of be pulled, these shelves can be pulled out a little bit. I keep them organized by core kit. I haven't sorted them by color yet. I have this challenge with sorting them by color. I like the idea, and I really like the idea actually, but my problem is that the cards have 2 sides to them. So I don't know which side I would sort this on, unless if maybe I'd kind of like take this section and divide it in half and put half of them in the red and half of them in the blue section. And I don't know if I want to do that. Anyhow, for now I have them stored by collection. So I have the Jade kit. I haven't bought a Project Life core kit in a very long time, so all of my kits are old. I have the Jade kit, which takes up this and this. Then I have Seasons, and then I have Honey, which takes up this and then the first part of the back one. And then I have some grid cards, I have some colored cards, and I don't know what's in here. Oh, old cards from the turquoise kit, I think. Then for the 4x6 cards, I have miscellaneous cards that I cut. I have grid cards, I have Honey title cards, Honey journal cards, I have Seasons titles cards and Season journal cards, I have Jade title cards and Jade journal cards, of course, and then I have some Snap Cat cards in the front here. And I love storing my Project Life cards in the trays that they come in, but just standing up instead of sitting down. I love it. I can store 3 kits. I can store more than 3 kits this way. And I can store all of my Project Life supplies in 2 boxes this way. I could probably store 4 if I really wanted to, because this one is not very full. Now this shelf doesn't pull out, so I don't want to drop these all over the place. My cat has already done that on me before. So right here I have more grid cards, miscellaneous cards, Clementine, and I've used a lot of the Clementine kit already because that was the kit that I used in 2014, I think, or 2013. I have Scraptastic cards. I have miscellaneous cards here. A lot of them are actually from different core kits. I must have done some trading or gotten some from somebody. And then I just have some random other stuff that could be Project Life but isn't. And I have some extra Project Life stuff here that I haven't decided what to do with. I won this from the Nova Scotia scrapbooking group, and I think those were in that prize pack too. So that was kind of cool. I have used them, I just put them back in the package when I was done. Under that I have my cardstock. I have, so it's sort of it makes sense to me, but it probably doesn't make sense to anyone else. So this is Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I use it for cards. And this is mostly American Crafts cardstock in a couple of different collection packs. And then whites and neutrals are there, although I'm out of whites, so I need to get more. This is more Stampin' Up! Cardstock and specialty cardstock. So I've got like glossy cardstock and cardstock that I need to use with Copic markers and anything like that is there. And then this is more kind of, I don't even know what's in this anymore. I think it's more specialty stuff. And then this is cardstock that I get with my kits. So from here on in is leftover cardstock when if I have a full sheet, or usually have more than one full sheet left over at the end of the month, I just stick it in here. And then if I ever need a piece of cardstock, I just look for it. It's not organized by any color or month or anything. I just shove it in. It's self-explanatory. I can see what color it is just by looking at it. So if I need a pink, I just look at all the pinks that I have. At some point, I will probably sort it by color. I just haven't yet. Then I have some Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I loved these. I still love them. They are like tone-on-tone prints, and they coordinate with the Stampin' Up! Colors, and I love them. So I've got 3 packs of those for the different years, for the different collections of color. And I use them on cards, so I don't use them all that often because I don't make cards all that often. And then I got this set of Tim and Beck, because I love Tim and Beck. Color Theory paper that was produced by Studio Calico a couple years ago, so I have that. I've only used it a couple times. And so that's how I store my cardstock. And then down here is lower quality cardstock, right in those 2 cupboards there. These are empty, obviously. And here I have some kits. What are they, you might ask? That's a good question. This is birthday stuff for the kids when they have to do birthday cards. This is Valentine's stuff. This is Disney stuff. Dreaming to go back to Disney. This is general travel stuff, anything with a travel motif. This is a kit that I got that I loved, and when I dekitted it, there was enough of it. I think this is the colorblind kit. There was enough of it that still coordinated and looked good together that I thought if I ever need to go to someone's house, I'll just grab that and some pictures and go. This is another one of the same. I think this might be the Rivers and Roads kit. I have it written down. Yeah, Rivers and Roads from March of 2015. I keep my extra cardstock. I sometimes do projects where I go through a lot of this, so I keep it just in case. And these are paper bags from way back when Studio Calico used to send their kits in a paper bag, and I used the paper bag on layouts as one of my layers quite often. I haven't done that for a while, but I used to have a piece of paper bag on almost every layout. So, yeah, I'm going back up to the 4th cube now, by the way. So, I already talked about this cardstock here. This is a bunch of Heidi Swap paper that Stephanie Hart gave me. She was going to get rid of it, and I liked it, so I took it off her hands. And then I have some more just similar things, like this is the Scraptastic November Home add-on only I had. It's very fall themey, and I like it, but I didn't get a chance to use it as much as I wanted, so I left it together. So that's basically all of these. This is Baby It's Cold Outside, January of 2014. These are all leftover kits that I didn't destash. So usually when I'm done with my kit, I take it all apart and put it in my scrap room, but these are the times that I haven't. I just put them in these bags. This is pattern paper that is older that I just love and I can't let go of. So I have Sunshine Mini Theme by Echo Park. I have what is this? Shoreline by Echo Park. Miscellaneous Basic Gray stuff, some Amy Tangerine stuff, a bunch of Basic Gray stuff. What are they called that I love them so much? Sassafras. And some Stampin' Up! Stuff that I really should get rid of because I don't love it as much and I probably won't use it. These are sort of like what I would consider my current paper. So these 4 are my current paper collections. I store my collections, and I do have a video all about how I store my collections in quite a bit more detail, so I'll link that in the information section. But in a nutshell, so first of all, I don't buy collections, I don't buy supplies all that often. I tend to scrapbook mostly from my kits, and then I'll occasionally go on a spending spree where I'll buy a whole collection and all the things in it, or I'll buy 2 or 3 collections and some of the things in them. So I haven't done that for a while, so I don't have anything brand new to show you or anything. But if I were to pull out this, for example, Everyday Eclectic. So this is the Everyday Eclectic stuff that I have. I have the kind of sheet that comes in the front of the collection pack when you buy it, and it is glued to a piece of, wait a minute, oh, this is confusing because it used to be something else. So it's glued to a piece of chipboard, and that's what I sometimes use those for. And then I use my Stampin' Up! Punch to take a punch out of the paper so that I know, I have a sense of the color scheme just by looking at the tab, and write the collection name on it, and I write it on both sides so that I can see it no matter how I'm looking at my shelves. And then I just put the paper in front. And I usually do not keep embellishments in this, just the paper. So usually if I have the embellishments, I will keep them together just for a short time, and then by the time they go into my storage cubes, I've taken the embellishments away and put them in the rest of my room, like stored them where the embellishments belong. And so, yeah, you can see just some of the kits that I have. They're all old. Not kits, they're collection packs. So if I bought a whole pad of paper or whole pack of paper, I have an entry for every one of them. So this whole section here is all wood veneer and ledger paper. On one of the sides, it's wood veneer or ledger paper. I think I also have text paper in here too. And so I have a couple of kits of that. So Basic Gray came out with a kit that was just ledger paper, and so did Studio Calico. So I have those in here as well as just random, whenever I have a leftover piece of paper that is either wood grain or ledger, I stick it in there so I can find it when I need it, because I often use those for backgrounds. Next, I have some specialty paper. So I'll pull out that tab. So this tab says, oops, where is it? There it is. So this tab says vellum and transparencies, and so it has any kind of, well, vellum and transparencies. I also have these 2 specialty papers that are from Chickanitty that are metallic. I have gold and I have silver. So the rest of these are all 12 by 12 pieces of vellum or transparency. And then I also keep my package of vellum right here too. So I have a drawer for vellum and transparencies now, so I'm going to be moving this stuff over to there. Then I have, this next section is all recent papers that I have, that I bought. So usually not stuff that came in a kit, but stuff that I saw in a store and fell in love with and said, I need to own that piece of paper. Or in this case, Stephanie gave this one to me. So they're all in this kind of folder-ish type of thing from Cropper Hopper. And then I have my 12 by 12 sticker sheets and die cut sheets that are left over, and I don't know, they don't fit in my other sticker drawer, so I just have them here. Or they fit, but they don't fit all that well in there. And then these are more kind of papers that, I don't know, kind of current random, they're not current anymore, but at one time they were current papers. Then my papers then I have a section that I keep paper sorted by color. And so if I'm ever scrapbooking and I'm like, oh, I wish I had a piece of red, usually I'll go to my red scrap drawer if it's a small piece of red that I need, but if I need something big, I'll go here and I'll just sort by color. Then I have another one of those cropper folders filled with paper that I don't like quite as much or that isn't as great quality. That I think would be good for using with mixed media projects or anything like that. I call this one art paper, and anything that I basically don't want to give away but I want to hang on to, but it's kind of something that I probably won't scrapbook, I keep it here, and sometimes I let my kids take papers from there as well. So it looks like I have some paper sorting to do because I have lots of things here that probably can go into their colors. So there you have it. I have now shown this entire corner to you guys. The only thing I haven't shown is this side right here. I have some tools just for my around the scrap room, including a Dremel tool that I use for doll customizing. And then I have some ribbon rings here from back in the day when I used more ribbon. I don't use ribbon anymore, but it's not hurting anybody just hanging there, so I just leave it. So thanks for coming along for this really long, detailed review of this corner of my scrap room. I hope that you found it helpful or fun or interesting. And if not, I hope that you just skipped over and aren't even listening anymore. So take care and have a great scrappy week.